back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my long-awaited beauty room tour. If you've watched me for a while, you would know that my room used to be just my everyday normal childhood bedroom. Then I decided, because my siblings have moved out of home, that there's more room for me to take over, so I now sleep in another room, and this is now my beauty and filming room, which I absolutely love to death. I will insert a picture of what my room used to look like and what it looks like now. It's the total opposite of what it used to look like. It used to be so bright and colourful and purple and green. Don't know what went through my mind when I decided to have purple and green walls. My room is relatively small. I watch a lot of room tours and they've got the hugest room you've ever seen. Mine's not like that. It's very small, but it does really well for what I want it to do, just for pretty much filming and keeping all of my beauty products. Very lucky to be able to have an extra room, so if you guys want to see what it looks like, then definitely stay tuned. So as you walk into my room, this is what you see straight away. To the left, we've got my tiny little closet, some IKEA drawers, my vanity, my window, I've got just some shelves, a little desk below me, and my beanbag in the bottom corner. So now I'll go into a bit more detail about everything. Okay, so we're going to start out with my vanity, because I feel like that's the most important thing. It's my absolute favourite spot in my room. So this is what my vanity looks like from afar. It's very small and it is in the middle of my room just because of my filming situation. I am going to go buy the IKEA desk and Alex drawers. It's just at the moment this is what I have. When I film, I sit my chair on the other side and I film facing the back wall so I get the natural light. So that's why my desk is in the middle of my room. It is a little bit inconvenient, but it just makes filming a lot better looking for you guys, I guess. So the first thing on my desk to the left is a candle, and it's from Kmart, I'm pretty sure, and it smells like donuts, so that's why I have it on all the time, and I think it's in the last of its days, unfortunately. And then next to that is two little containers, I'm pretty sure from IKEA. I have cotton pads and Q-tips on there, just a little bit more of a cleaner, organised way to keep them. And on top of that is where I keep my little mirror. I'm not entirely sure where that's from. I think it's just a cheapo mirror that has a little LED light in the back. So this little area here is actually two lipstick holders and an acrylic case. I don't actually keep anything inside the case. I just kind of have it to put my lipsticks on top of. So on the bottom one, I have all of my kind of more favourites, a little bit more high end. So I've got all of my NYX matte lipsticks. I've got a spare of my MAC Velvet Teddy, and I don't know why, but I have to keep it in the box. I'm not even entirely sure why I do that. I just do 3 MAC lipsticks, which is actually all the MAC that I have. I've got a Napoleon Perdis lipstick, Lime Crime, and a YSL. So moving up onto the next stack of lipsticks, I have my Maybelline 14-hour lipsticks. These are my all-time favourite. If you've watched my tutorials for a while, you would know that I use them a lot because they are so long wear and the colours are beautiful. So I've got all of my 14-hour lipsticks, and at the back I've got 3 Wet n Wild, and they are the matte ones. I think they are really good for how cheap they are. And then in front of that, I tend to keep all my lip scrubs, lip treatments, lip butter and lip plumper. They're just my most used, and they're just out for convenience really. And then moving on to the next set of drawers. In the next set of drawers I received in a beauty swap, so I'm not entirely sure where they're from, but the lipstick containers are from eBay, I'm pretty sure. So on top of the container I keep my most used skincare and a few more of my favourite lip products. So at the back I've got my Witch Hazel cleanser, which is what I use every single day and night, and it's pretty much what I use on a daily basis. I don't really use anything other than that. And then I've got my Garnier Micellar water, which is a really fantastic cheap makeup remover. I'm sure everyone has tried it by now, but it's absolutely awesome. In front of that I've got my Australis makeup setting spray, I've got my NYX matte finishing setting spray, some Bioderma, which is a more expensive version of the Garnier, but pretty much does the same thing. I've got a little beauty oil which I'm wanting to try, so that's why it's out at the front. I've got a set of tweezers for when I'm applying my false lashes. And then my favourite part, which is my matte lip creams. I'm just a matte girl forever, I absolutely love them. I've got 7 of the NYX matte lip creams just here. I have them out just so I remember to use them. Otherwise, if I can't see it, I tend to forget that I have them. And then I've got a Chi Chi matte lip cream. I've got some, I guess, brand we do not speak of anymore, Lime Crime. I feel like it's taboo to say that I own Lime Crime, but I'm going to use up what I have. I most definitely am not going to support them ever again. So I do have 3 of them. I've got the red, the pink, and the black. And then next to that I have my Noxa eye cream. Okay, so moving on beneath that, it has 3 pull-out drawers. In the first one, I've got a bottle of the Maybelline makeup remover and a spare kabuki brush. Not even sure why that's in there. Moving on down, I've got a pair of scissors for my lashes, some sticky tape for when I do winged liner because I need all the help I can get, and I've also got some nail cutters. And then in the bottom drawer, I keep my external hard drive, spare SD cards, and a charger, so it's pretty much just everything for my camera and computer. And then next to that, I just keep a purple orchid, which is my all-time favourite flower, and I'm pretty sure it's from IKEA. I just absolutely love orchids, so I do keep that one there, and you can usually see it in the back of my videos. So moving on, right next to my desk is where I keep all of my makeup. So on top of my makeup collection, I keep a few palettes and candles and a notepad. So I've got these 2 candles here which are by Decadent Scents, and I'm absolutely in love with these scents. This one is Sugar Cookie and this one is Tuscan Vineyard. It's my favourite candle in the entire world. So I keep these up here. Then I've got my phone and my notepad, which is where I usually write in video ideas for the month, just so I can try and keep myself organised. And at the back here, this is where I keep majority of my makeup palettes. Okay, so I keep most of my palettes in these Kmart little baskets, which I think is such a cheap, great way of keeping your makeup. So I have them in 2 little sections. I'll just give you a quick overview of my palettes, even though I'm going to do a separate makeup collection video. I'll just show you quickly what's on top. At the back, I keep my Australia's contouring and highlighting kit. I've got my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. I've got 2 Chi Chi palettes. My NYX Love in Paris palette, Wet n Wild. Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. I've got 2 Simpsons palettes, which are so cute. And then at this side, I've got 2 of these circular Chi Chi palettes. Then over to the other side, I keep a Muse palette, 2 BH Cosmetics palettes. What's this? This is a Wet n Wild palette, a Chi Chi palette, Benefit, Napoleon Perdis, Revlon, and Sigma. And for some reason I've still got a candy cane. So that is just the majority of my palettes that I keep up here. If they're a lot bigger than that, I keep them in a drawer below. So underneath my vanity is where I throw all my hair tools in. I know it's an absolute mess. I just throw them into this vase. I just honestly have no idea how people organize that stuff. It's just cords and straighteners and curlers. So that's where I just tend to keep those. And my chair is just from a cheapie shop. That's probably why it's falling to pieces. And then moving on from my makeup collection, I have this absolutely hideous desk just sitting in the corner. I just absolutely hate it, and I just want to find a better way to organize all my stuff, but that's just how it is, so I'll show you guys anyway. So this desk, as you can see, is a complete mess. It's just kind of where I keep all the things I get sent and stuff that I've purchased myself that I want to include in videos. I feel like I need to keep it all out, otherwise I'm going to forget about it and not show it. So I just kind of throw it on this desk and hope that I use it and find a new home for it somewhere else. So I guess I'll just quickly show you what's on here just for fun. I have some LED Christmas lights which I want to put up in the background of my video, but turns out they are green, which is not what I want. So now I've got 400 of them and nowhere to put them. So underneath that I've got 2 Morphe palettes and my iPad is underneath that. Then I've got some bath bombs. At the back you can see Socialized lashes. I think I've got Rimmel lip products and Shanghai Susie. And then next to that you can see my little filming camera. And then I've got a temporary tattoo thing, some bath bombs, Katy Perry's perfume, Naked Hair and Clara Hope hair products, contact lenses and a body scrub. So this is kind of stuff that you guys should see in some upcoming videos. I just honestly don't know where else to put it. So moving on to the corner of my room, I have my beanbag and laptop and some pretty little fairy lights. This little area is kind of like my relaxing editing area. This beanbag looks like a giant tongue and it's from Kmart. And then the little vase with the lights I think was from a Target Christmas collection. I just keep it there because I think it looks very pretty. And then there's just a bottle of water for some reason. And then on top of that, I just have my MacBook Pro. Okay, so moving on to above this wall. Oh my god, get out, cat. You're so fat. Leave, demon. So above that, I have some IKEA shelves. Yes, I do have a lot of IKEA furniture and it's all very black. I just have some randomly placed shelves. It's just for something extra on the wall. So if it's a little bit dark, the clouds just covered the sun, unfortunately. In the corner, I've got a little silver piggy bank, which is where I collect all my coins because I absolutely hate carrying coins. So I just kind of collect them all and take them to the bank. I've got a little bit of a grassy type plant with a separate pot from IKEA. Then I've got these little candles which are in some stones. Then moving on up to the next shelf, I've got another candle. I've got some flowers which I think are from IKEA and just a random cheap vase. I've got my little incense holder and a cup to burn the incense cone. So I'm very big on incense, so I have a few of those in there. Then on that little separate single shelf, I just keep all my nail polish. I know it's completely random, but I feel like it looks cute and it's just a nice way to just clutter them all together. And on the full top shelf, I keep a few of my favourite books and the ones that I'm reading at the moment. So I do keep a few beauty books up there. I've got Bobbi Brown, Lauren Conrad, a Eco Beautiful one, Zoella's book, To Kill a Mockingbird, which is my favourite book ever, and The Hobbit, which is what I'm reading at the moment. So it's a very kind of odd combination of books. And then we have moved on to my window and my windowsill. I think my curtains are from like Curtain Wonderland or something obvious like that. And then I've just got some fake lavenders over here and a hanging real plant. So this plant is just from the markets. It's in a teardrop shaped vase and it hangs from some beaded string. It kind of looks like a spider, which is a little bit freaky. And then outside my window is literally just trees. That's why I'm fine with showing you guys. You cannot tell where I live at all because I live in the country and it is just trees and trees and cows and trees. And then in the corner here is where I keep the spray bottle for my plants because it is a dry weather plant. I only need to spray it like probably twice a week or so. Even it looks a bit brown and dead actually. And then in the other corner, I've just got these fake lavenders from Kmart. I think they're very pretty. And then in the corner, I've just got a citrus candle and my little Batman. And then if we were to move around from my window, I've got these chest of drawers, which are black from IKEA, and I think they're really nice. The first idea I had when I bought them was to fill the singular one here up with my makeup. But as you can tell, it's very deep and it didn't really work out. So I use it just for junk and tanning products and medication. So I will show you guys that. So in the top drawer, I've pretty much just got a heap of junk. I've got my action cam box, as you can see, my microphone, and just parts of my computer and my phone chargers and camera chargers. So it's just junk, so I won't go into that drawer. So we'll move on to the next one down. So this drawer is a little bit more personal, I guess. It's just all my medication, and as you can tell, I've got a lot. Which, yes, I do have a lot of medical issues, but it's just how it is. I keep all my really important medication at the front here, so this is stuff that I have to take on an everyday basis. And then at the back, I've got all my like cold and flu stuff, so Vicks Vapor Rub. I've got my vitamins, cold and flu tablets, eucalyptus lollies, just stuff like that. And then at the front, I keep all my scripts. So I have my own little pharmacy going on pretty much, which is a little bit shameful, but it's stuff that we all need. I know it is a lot of products, but I do get sick an awful lot, so I feel like it's better to be prepared. Moving on down to a more exciting drawer. So moving on to this drawer here. So this drawer here is where I keep my fake tan, I keep some brush cleaner, hair removal creams, teeth whitening, and just all that sort of more fun stuff. So I'll show you guys a few of the products. Obviously all of these tans aren't my favourite. I've just tried them and kept them for absolutely no reason. So starting from the right hand side, I've got Bondi Sands, Loving Tan, which is my all-time favourite and go-to. I've got Summer Tan, I've got St. Marie's, more Bondi Sands, Model Co, J Bronze by Jennifer Hawkins. I've got Face of Australia, more Loving Tan, I've got Saint Tropez, I've got Bondi Sands Gradual Moisturising Milk, more Loving Tan, Bondi Sands, So that's all of my tanning products. Obviously I've tried a lot of what's out there at the moment, and my favourite would have to be the Loving Tan. Then moving on, next I've got my Sigma brush cleaning glove, that's what it's called. I've also got some baby shampoo, which is great for cleaning brushes. I've got some Cosmetica brush cleaner, which is good for spot cleaning. I've got my beauty blender cleaner, some contact solution for when I try out contacts, which I haven't done yet because I'm terrified. I've got some hair removal cream, Oral-B teeth whitening white strips, which I love and I think they work amazing. I've got the Smile Sciences teeth whitening kit, which I want to do a review of and see if it actually works. I'm just not sure if you guys are interested in that type of video. And I've got the Loving Tan removing polishing glove. So this is probably one of my favourite drawers because I'm a big fake tanner and I love fake tanning, and I just want to show you guys how cool this is. My mum thought of it, and she put lights in the top of the drawers so that when I open up my drawers I can have light. I just think that's really cool. It's pretty much stuff for Halloween and random stuff like that. So I've got like vampire fangs, fake blood, just stuff like that that makes absolutely no sense. And I've also got Saint Tropez tanning solution and a fake tanning machine in there somewhere because I used to do fake tans back in the day. And then that is all that's in this set of drawers here. Clothing in, obviously not all my clothing, but just mainly bottoms. So in the first drawer I keep all my underwear and bras, but I'm not going to show you guys that because that'd be a bit inappropriate. And then in the second drawer I keep my shorts. So on this side I just keep all my denim shorts, and then over here I keep all my coloured shorts, mainly high-waisted because I do love my high-waisted clothing. In the third drawer I keep all my skirts. So I've got all my short skirts over here, medium length skirts, and then maxi skirts. Obviously I don't have too many, but I'm so obsessed with maxi skirts, so that's growing quite rapidly. In the bottom drawer I keep bags. I know that's really random, but I honestly have nowhere else to put them, so I've got a heap of bags just shoved in there, which is probably not good for them, but whatever. And then on top of that singular drawer I keep all my perfume. As you can tell, I'm not the biggest perfume fan in the world. I've got my favourites and I kind of just stick to them, but I've given a few a go. My all-time favourite would have to be the Versace, and I do love the Daisy by Marc Jacobs, but I've got some Beyonce, some J-Lo, Vera Wang, Katy Perry. And then moving along, this is where I keep my makeup brushes and lip pencils. So here I've got some tulips from Kmart in a vase that they came in, and then I've got all my lip pencils in another vase, which I think are from just a cheapo store. And then in the metal vase I keep all my used brushes just so they keep separate from my clean ones, and then that is where I keep my clean brushes. So I don't like how they're organised at the moment, but it's just how it is because I used to keep them in rice and then they got real bug infested and disgusting. And then I have another plant from Kmart, and this big mirror here of course is from IKEA. So moving on, next to them I have a very tiny little closet which annoys me so much. It's so small, but this is just the closet that I keep all my summer clothes in and just seasonal clothing, so I don't keep all of my clothes in here, just whatever I'm really gonna wear. Next to that I have a cat statue because I'm absolutely obsessed with cats. And then that thing on the wall is my old lighting for when I used to film during the nighttime. So I'll quickly show you guys what's inside, even though it's disgusting. It's so messy and oh, okay. So at the top I've just got some random shoes, mainly just shirts and dresses, and then in those baskets I've got summer pajamas, and then down there I've just thrown my jewellery in that little plastic drawer because I'm not a big jewellery fan, so I kind of just throw what I have in there. So yes, this is just so unorganised and awful, but I thought I'd show you guys anyway. And then once we turn around from that door, I've just got a big white wall which I use for filming, and I really want to decorate it somehow, but I have no idea, so I'd love some ideas from you guys if you have any thoughts on that. And then I have my door, so that's pretty much my entire room. It's very, very small, but it's great for filming. So yeah, that's just my entire room. It's really not that big, but ever since I've taken my bed out and made it entirely a filming room, it works really well and I'm really happy with it. I just really want to fix up that back wall and make it a little bit more interesting for you guys to look at. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed having a peek into my beauty room. If you guys have any ideas on what I can put onto this back wall, then definitely let me know, because it just feels really bare right now, and I don't know if you guys want to see something a little bit more interesting like plants or fairy lights or a different colour, but I would love to know if you have any ideas. So give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're not already, because it means the absolute world to me and I appreciate each and every one of you. But once again, thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!